This is the October 22nd, 2018 Advance Report for McGowanGroup clients and NetWorthRadio.com listeners. I'm Spencer McGowan, President, McGowanGroup, and your financial weatherman with a global tour of the financial markets and strategy discussions you just can't get anywhere else. NetWorthRadio.com. First chart this week, the Dow year to date, cutting the gains in this correction to about 2 to 4% for the year, depending on whether you add in dividends. Notice the new high on the Dow near 27,000, immediately falling to 25,000. Technology led the way down last week. This week we see a stabilization. Earnings started to come out in a very impressive way. The big banks first, 15% over expectations for Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and you can see some of the corresponding stabilization. The Dow at the highs of the week about 25,800. So, the Dow may finish with a peaked return for the year based upon this activity. What's the total return from a long treasury fund like they have in 401k? It'd say government securities long. Well, this is a 20-year U.S. Treasury price, down about 10% so far this year. A small increase in the 30-year and the 20-year interest rate led to a disappointing return in the most investment-grade bond funds. What fixed income strategy can work even during a rate tightening? Let's take a look. This is the Fed tightening cycle. In 2004, they announced they were going to raise rates every quarter. And you can see a corresponding decrease in the value of this particular bond fund, and we just reinvested. It's a global high yield fund. So we put it on reinvestment to see how we did through the tightening cycle. Initially a setback to a nice discount. You could reinvest through the cycle, and you can see the total return impressive even from the point before it took a dip, anticipating the Federal Reserve change in policy. So it is possible to succeed with the right fixed income strategy during a Fed tightening cycle. Buy discounts, use the reinvestment, and buy high yield if that fits within your risk parameters. For those of you that would like an updated plan to right-size the fixed income portion of your portfolio, be sure to come down, meet the team that cares at the Crescent. We'll give you a free 1-hour brainstorming session. The preliminary client questionnaire is available at NetWorthRadio.com. This is the current Fed cycle, or the cycle through 2012. Why did we choose this part of the current cycle? This is when the Fed cut rates, and you can see corresponding increases in the high yield bonds. That was, of course, the crisis, and it shows a total return even pre-crisis for the high yield funds between 43% and 115%. That assumes reinvestment, but it also says that could be the best way to ride through a crisis, especially with current discounts created by that Federal Reserve tightening. Here's one question for this week. Is the housing market slowing? Well, nationwide rents dropped for the first time in years, and existing home sales actually down year over year. We graphed two Texas companies. America's home builder D.R. Horton down about 27% so far this year. What gives? And numbers from Texas Capital Bank were strong, a 47% increase in earnings per share, and yet they pounded the stock this week. This begs the question, what is wrong with these two share prices on a year-to-date basis, down over 25%? We'll cover the details in this weekend's Long Play program at NetWorthRadio.com. I'm Spencer McGowan, your financial weatherman. Be sure to subscribe for fast-breaking news. When there's crisis in the markets, we'll be right here for you. My firm, McGowanGroup Asset Management, sponsors NetWorthRadio.com and, of course, our YouTube channel under McGowan Group. Some educational disclosures and discussions that I wanted to add to the broadcast. The first is, I'm very proud of our team, including Stephen Norris, who will be added as soon as we redo the picture. He's our newest team member. Come down, meet the team that cares, get a written plan, because the securities we discuss, the financial news we discuss, that's not a recommendation until you actually come down and get a customized plan at the Crescent. You'll get a tour, and we look forward to seeing you. We're going to cover value at risk of loss in portfolios, and you can see it right here. Learn about our performance, what happened in 2008, how long did it take to recover. All of those items are posted right here at networthradio.com or the McGowanGroup.com. The other part of the program, when we look at price fluctuations and bear markets and risk control, that's a huge part of networthradio.com. We look forward to helping you advance your plan and your cash flow. Come down and meet the team that cares.